How my wife Lindsay booked $15,000 of weddings in 22 days. For a lot of us, bookings are down this year and new inquiries are less frequent than ever. In this video, we are going to go through 3 strategies working for wedding photographers right now and strategies that will book you thousands of dollars in weddings. But first, who am I? I'm Taylor Jackson and I have photographed over 1,000 weddings all around the world in my career, doing 60 to 70 weddings per year a lot of the time, which is a bit crazy, I think. These were also not discount bargain basement weddings. My average spend is somewhere around $5,000 per wedding, and 60 weddings times $5,000 is $300,000, which is a pretty decent income for a one photographer studio. It also gives you the budget to outsource things like editing, client delivery, accounting, and all the other things you probably didn't sign up for when you started a photography business. Outsourcing like that also allows you to have the time freedom to create a really enjoyable life. Lindsay and I have been taking our winters off and traveling for most of them. If you're a follower of the channel, you know that I spend a lot of my time in Japan each winter, and that's only possible because of the structure of the business that I've spent years creating. But the key to actually unlocking that life is actually getting new inquiries and booking work that gets you paid. So there are 3 strategies that have worked for Lindsay and I'm going to give you the keys in this video. The last strategy is actually the easiest and you don't have to do anything. You just exist and you book work. It's as close to autopilot as you can have a wedding photography business running. The first 2 strategies require a bit more work and money. Strategy number 1 of 3, organic. You already know this one, I bet. Make those blog posts, tag venues and vendors on Instagram, make reels and collab posts, maybe run some giveaways to generate a few more followers. Well, here's how you level that up. If you just do this one thing, it all trickles down. Behind the scenes content at weddings. I'm not talking about what I do here on YouTube. I do have 75 behind the scenes wedding days you can watch right now if you're interested. But what you'll be creating is similar. Here's what I would be doing to book weddings if I wasn't already using the 3rd strategy that we're gonna talk about in a few minutes. Step 1, make a behind the scenes rig of some sort. That can be a GoPro like I use or a small Insta360 body style camera, or you can actually hire somebody or have a friend come out and do a more proper behind the scenes video of you. And now you make the behind the scenes video, but you don't do what I do here. You're not making a review for the 700th Sony camera that's been released this year. You're making these behind the scenes videos specifically for couples and people interested in getting married at those venues. So step 2, get that behind the scenes and make a nice 15-minute edit from the day. It can be longer if you want, but 10 to 15 minutes is also great. The idea is that you're now making a self-promotional video for each of the venues you shoot at. So it's a behind the scenes wedding day and your video is going to be titled something like Ritz-Carlton Santa Barbara Wedding - behind the scenes. You can also get fancier titles or ask ChatGPT for some options. A title like Ritz-Carlton Wedding - 3 things you need to know will also do very well. But I suggest you just start with the basics: venue name, wedding, keywords. Now the video that I would be creating would show some great work and begin with an introduction about myself and my approach to wedding photography. I would walk couples through why I've made the choices that I've made and how to get great photos in an efficient way, how I am experience focused, and then get to the venue talk after that. I'd also cover things like what's good at the venue, how to make your day better, and basically make a mini wedding planning guide for your couple at each of the venues you do this at. It's pretty obvious that if a couple researching venues, they come across this and they experience everything through your images and your words and get to meet you, they are going to be a lot more likely to trust you and also book you. Couples are also usually researching lots of different venues, so even if they don't decide on the place that you made a video for, there's a good chance that you're still going to be at the top of their mind for wedding photographer with whatever other venue they end up at. And if you hate video editing, you can find someone on Fiverr to do it or hire someone locally. Ask them to also pull out vertical video clips for reels as well. Do you do this for every single wedding? If you can, yeah. But I would say start with the venues that you want to work at more and focus a little more time and energy on those. Now, this content all trickles down organic. It starts as that big video and then it becomes Reels content. You can upload the video to YouTube to get it ranking for SEO there, but then you can also transcribe some of it or hire someone on Fiverr, not sponsored by Fiverr. Now, not only do you have a nice blog post with photos, but you also have a fully immersive video, which is significantly better for sales. This trickles down even more that venues are going to see that you're featuring them and actually making them money and booking them weddings. So you are going to fast track yourself to the preferred list. For Instagram, you already know what to do: upload carousels and reels, tag the venue, invite them as collaborators, and help them sell weddings at their venue. If you want to take this even further, ask if you can come in and film a promotional video for the venue, ask for some interviews, a property tour, make a long form horizontal, and then also a vertical short form that pushes to that longer form video. Now, this is obviously a lot of work. Strategy number 3 is not this much work. In fact, it is very little work, so stay tuned for that. But we'll get to that after. Strategy number 2 of 3, paid. Meta ads on Instagram and Facebook are incredibly powerful. There were some good updates at the start of the year that just allow you to get more in front of the right people at the exact right time. Paid is also a little bit experimental and a little bit of a learning curve. Some things that work really well for me might not work so well for you, and the other way around, things working for you might not work for me where I'm at. The low effort way to start doing paid ads is to put some dollars into boosting reels and carousels. You might see some return, but it's more minimal typically. Where I see good returns is by actually making ads with a call to action and a limited time offer or scarcity of some sort. A bad ad is a single image with the words, "Now book in for next year." I know it's bad because I ran that ad for many years. A better ad is a video, something honest and pleasant. This would be an ad that I would run. "Hi there, I'm Taylor Jackson, a wedding photographer from Kitchener-Waterloo. I've had the honor of photographing weddings in the local area as well as all around the world. I'm almost entirely booked for next year, but I still do have 2 slots available for local weddings. So if you're getting married in the Kitchener-Waterloo area, I would love if you'd consider me. Check out the link for more of my work and more information." Something like that might not go with your brand at all, and that's fine if you want to do something entirely different. I would be hesitant based on my experience to try to market anything with comedy. Even though those ads will organically get shared and a lot more views and interaction, in my experience, sales are just better being a regular person. The goal is basically to showcase that you'd be a person that they'd be happy to have around them and their family on their wedding day, and that you're not a liability. I talked about this in a full chapter of my audiobook that you can get here for free on YouTube right now, or you can pay $20 to get it on Audible. But social status is really important. Couples don't want to hire a photographer that is going to be an embarrassment or lower their social status. So avoiding red flags in the beginning and anything that would make them nervous is key. This goes both for ads and also everything on your website as well as social media. Paid is a great way to accelerate your bookings and inquiries, but you have to have the base of that website and a social presence that support you actually converting the work when those paid leads come in. Now, for the easy route, strategy 3 of 3, this is the easiest one of them all. So this started out as a secret program. The goal was to see if it could actually work, and it did, and it booked Lindsay the $15,000 of work in just a few days. And if you run this all year, you're gonna have a really, really nice time. Lindsay was one of the 20 test photographers in a secret program. This test program was run for 2 months, and over those 2 months, the program generated 800 leads. So that means 40 leads per photographer. A lot of those photographers are seeing $10,000 or more in sales over those 2 months, and some had to turn it off because it was too successful. Lindsay only did 22 days before she was like, "Can we stop this? I'm too busy now." This program is being run by the team at Focal, which is a company that I'm a part owner of, and it's pretty simple overall. Focal runs ads and generates new leads for you, but that part's kind of boring and it's been done before. You can hire lots of companies to run and manage ads. Where the Focal Ignite program is different is that the Focal sales team will actually act as your studio manager salesperson, and they will respond to these new inquiries and do the sales process for you. So this means you can just hang out and get CC'd on emails of people booking you. There are a few other ways that this elevates you as a photographer. Now you essentially have an employee. When a new lead comes in and someone else is responding to them, you look like the most busy and professional photographer in town. So busy you don't have the time to manage your own email. Another way it's really helpful is something that I struggled with a lot. I was just awkward and uncomfortable at sales. I was straight up scared to ask couples for the rates that I deserved, and I would find ways to discount and give people price breaks because I was afraid to actually charge them and to send them the contract for that much money. So if you're bad at sales or you just don't want to do it, this is also a great program for you. If you're interested in this easy strategy number 3, it's an application process since Focal is a pretty small company and we only have room to accommodate a few people. And there is a link below to get started with that. So that program number 3 is how my wife booked $15,000 in weddings in just 22 days. The all new Focal Ignite program. The joke was that we were calling it our Sherpa program because the sales guys literally drag you up the mountain, throw you on the back and go up the mountain. So come through if you're interested. If it's not the right time, that's also cool as well. There is still lots of money to be made in strategy number 1 and 2, but if you're running all 3 of these strategies, you're going to book those big money seasons. Any questions, put them down below. And if you have no questions, that's fine too. Maybe drop a pizza emoji for the culture.